Boom. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 20 of our 31-day January 2024 challenge. Dr. V here. I'm going live every single day for the month of January to get you started. Nothing to sell. Just wanted you to help out. I was sick back in December. I was in the hospital. I was bleeding. I needed 2 units of blood. And that's why I decided to leave more of this legacy. I've been not doing much, coasting. Thought get back into the game. So if you're watching this on the replay, welcome to the replay. You can fast forward to the 5-minute mark. That's usually when I start. This will be a shorter one today. I got the kids by myself, so Erica's out of town. So I can't be on here for too long. Good morning, everybody. Hit the share button, the like button, if you can. That'd be awesome. Patty Eckert, thank you very much. Denise, Thelma, got some familiar names now that we have today's day 20. Go Niners taking on the Green Bay. That's got to be a wipeout. I think the Texans have a chance upsetting the Ravens, but you never know. Yin Yang, Tess, Janetta. Good morning, everybody. Where are you watching from? Ruth McCool. What's been your biggest takeaway from the last 19 days? Lori Boom. Man, these are regular names, and I'm recognizing Janine, Sunny. Good morning. Good morning. Dry fish. Oh yeah, Rosenberg. Nice. Very good. So it's good weather. Got 31 people in here. Usually have over 100. So Janetta's watching from Cleveland, Ohio. Andrea, longtime follower. You. How are you? Good morning. Gina G. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing great. Chilly, New York City. Denise says it's been eye-opening. Thank you. What particular has been eye-opening? It is cold up there. Very cold. So we've got 3 more minutes and then I'll get started. Not much in the news. I was talking in my private group this morning. Like, I don't understand why they're charging Alec Baldwin. Like, he didn't have anything to do with loading the gun and bullets and live bullets and shit like that. Who knows? Otherwise, it's football and UFC and politics. That's about it. Good morning, Kelly McFarland. That's a good Irish name there. If you're coming up as Facebook user, give StreamYard permission. Just follow the link. You can do that. Paul, welcome back. Good to see you. This is pretty impressive. There's a lot of y'all who've been here pretty much the whole time or very early. Day 20 every single day. Look at that. Mandy Alexi. Good morning. Did you figure out your question? Yeah. It could have been Tommy. Who knows? What's your takeaway? Back from travel for work. Not average. You are not average for showing up, man, for sure. What's been your big takeaway, everybody? We got 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Do you ever get to a point with coffee? I think this is I usually pour about half a cup, right? So this is my third one. It ever gets like, I think I'm done. Kind of blah. Are you one of those people that can drink a whole pot of coffee? I'd like to give up coffee. I'd also like to give up wine, but that ain't happening. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Groot. It's Groot. How did you get that name, Groot? That's awesome. I would have thought that was all taken, I don't know. Paul is maintaining exercise, getting ready for first 5K since surgery. Nice. What type of surgery? All right. Suzanne Shamoot. Coffee is your biggest vice? I have bigger vices, trust me. Look at that yoga position. Is that really you? That's pretty awesome. Tess has coffee. Heather Warnett, long time. Hope you're doing great. All right, how are you liking Arizona? Stacy Ann, it's getting back that you weren't showing today. Well, I had to change the baby's diaper, and then I had to have I gave her a bottle too. All right, we're gonna get started here. Janetta, my takeaway each day is different. Stage 3, soft foods. Oh wow, you just had surgery. Love it. Oh, awesome. Good morning, Bridget Diane Gruber, watching on YouTube. Good morning, Lori. All right, hit the share button, or let's get started. I'm going to keep it short today. No 45-minute talk today. Literally, I'm going to tell you a couple of things real quick. Dr. Vong here, world famous bariatric surgeon, author of 13 books. I have 5 journals also available on my Amazon account. Curves to Confidence, 12-week daily motivational weight loss journal. Totally worth it. I love it. But you don't even need that. You can also just use a piece of paper. You can use a productivity journal like this one. 30 seconds is all you need to do. 30 seconds every single day. Right. I'm grateful and thankful for blank. And the blanket is something you don't have in your life and you want it, or you want to keep it in your life. Okay. So I'm grateful and thankful that I have $1 million in the bank account, not out in space, not in real estate, but $1 million in my bank account, $1 million in crypto, $1 million in whatever, or $100,000 in crypto. That'd be nice if my crypto came back up. Looking at buying this bed and breakfast in an hour north of Santa Fe, New Mexico. So I need to raise money for that. So this morning I wrote, I'm grateful and thankful for my 20 new investors, for example. So write what you want in your life as if you already have it. And then tip number next one is you want to add feeling behind it. It's really about emotion. Everyone talks about the law of attraction, right? You remember the movie The Secret came out a few years ago, and people are like, oh, law of attraction, law of attraction. I'm just going to think you get what you think. So I'm going to think about the lottery numbers, and I'm going to win the lottery, and everyone, myself too, the lottery. So you spend a lot of money on the lottery and you don't win. Why don't you win? Well, people don't know about the second law, which is probably even more powerful than the first law, than the law of attraction, which is the law of vibration. You have to vibrate at the level of what it is you want. So if I want this $2 million bed and breakfast, 10 acres, 3 buildings in New Mexico, I've got to get up to that. Like, I have to know, not think, not believe. I have to know that people are going to want to come. And let me show you. Listen. So we're at, all right. Put I'm coming. If I'm gonna tell you about the bed and breakfast, and you tell me if that's something you'd like to come to. So there's a main cabin. It's currently has two rooms for rent. I'll turn a third room for rent. The house will be a 6-bedroom, 5-bathroom when I'm done with it. There is a dad's cabin that's currently a 1-1. I'm going to turn it to a 2-2 with a game room in the basement. Plus, there's a duplex that's a 1-1. Now, I would make, and it's on 10 acres. It's up on the side of a mountain, literally on the side of a mountain. It's in, pine tree forest. It's got aspen trees. It's got like the drive into the main house it's lined with blue spruce, like Christmas trees. And it's about a 5-minute walk down to the Pecos River, which is a mountain river, world famous trout fishing. And you got 10 acres to explore. And it's got 4 ponds on the property, which we're going to stock. And one's a lily pond. So I'm coming. You can rent the rooms. I'm not off grid. It's got bathroom, showers, electricity, the whole shebang, water, toiletries. And I'll make breakfast will be included. And it'll be, your typical cereal, toast, things like that. And then every now and then I'll have like a breakfast burrito, breakfast taco, things like that. We'll probably do green smoothies, things like that. And then I was thinking that on occasion, if I'm making a big pot of beef bourguignon, you can grab you some beef bourguignon for $20 a plate, whatever. And then you can spend your day. So this bed and breakfast is literally in the Santa Fe National Park. You can go Google Santa Fe National Forest. You will see it's 1.6 million acres. You literally, the road that the property is on dead ends at the highest mountain peak into the Santa Fe National Forest, 1.6 million acres. It's a 1/4 mile from the big fishing pond. I haven't seen the fishing pond, but it's there. You can see it on Google Maps. I don't have horseback riding, but there is horseback riding available that I can partner arrange for you. And you can fly into Albuquerque, and I'm a 2-hour drive from the Albuquerque National Airport on regular roads, on paved roads. It's not off grid, but it's 8,500 feet up in the mountains. It's nice, cool weather, a wonderful cold river, Pecos River. So put I'm coming if you would come. Okay. And the reason why is because I have to vibrate at the level that I know people will come. People will want to come. People, I was talking in my private group this morning, like I'm gonna make a gumbo for dinner tonight. You are going to want my gumbo. I am telling you, it is delicioso. And you're gonna want to bring your friends and family. You're gonna want to rent out the whole compound for your family reunion. You want to, that is the gift you want to give your honeymooners, because prices are expensive. You might not be able to pay for them to go to Greece, but you can give them the whole 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom cabin to themselves. Make you some grandbabies. See what I'm saying? Look at that. Heather's coming. I gotta buy it first, Heather, but it's coming. Thelma's coming. Facebook users coming. I just wanted to say Lisa Marie's coming. Oh, Denise is coming. Stacy's coming. That's funny. So women in my life are finally coming. I know I'm nasty. I am so inappropriate. Lori Bloom, she goes, I'm going. So the law of vibration, you want to vibrate at this level. Where's my buddy Ricky Bailey? So Ricky Bailey is doing a bed and breakfast property in Thailand. He wanting to do the same thing, man. So go there. It's funny. I got a bunch of you women to go sit there and go, I'm coming. I'm so nasty. Dr. V, that's so inappropriate. I know. Joke's on you. But so this laughter gets you up to this vibrational level too. You got to keep it. You got to keep it coming. Ricky, I got you your first customer. Okay, so law of vibration. Let's get going. You can swim. You can swim in the river. The fishermen might not like it too much, but they should know. Nope. All right. Birthing a turd. You know it. Okay. Tip number 1. How to get what you want. Here's what happens. You've decided to not be average. Average means overweight. Average means broke. Average means paycheck to paycheck. 60% divorce rate. 80% of people don't like their jobs or disengaged in their jobs, right? So you've decided, but I've decided to not be average. Put not average if you have decided for 2024 you're not going to be average. What I should do is come back in October, my birth month, and do this again, and to see how many of y'all were like, fuck, I spent the previous 10 months being fucking average. Okay. So don't be average. And average people take the evenings off. So if you want to get what you want, do not take evenings off. Do not Facebook and chill. Do not come home and be like, it's cold outside. I want to just like watch Wheel of Fortune. Listen, mofo. Listen, mofo. You're solving the puzzle on Wheel of Fortune will not change your life. Will not get you closer to your goals. Remember yesterday we talked about there's no such thing as good goals or bad goals. There's only, does this move me towards my goal? Does this move me towards what I want to do or not to do? The second you sit there and go, oh, I'm so unmotivated, I'm so undisciplined, you are criticizing yourself. You are criticizing the one thing you've got, which is the power of choice, right? Uh-oh. Paul's been taking the evenings off. Do not take evenings off. That's average, man. See, like you sit there and go, well, I just want to escape for a little bit. At least if I solve this Wheel of Fortune puzzle, I will feel better about myself. No, if you actually accomplish something, you'll feel better about yourself. If you actually you wake up, you make a sale, you will do better. The best, if you talk about it, don't laugh, but I'm studying for my insurance certification. The best insurance salesman, and I'm not going to sell insurance, but the best insurance salesman, like they call on people in the evenings because that's when people are home, and you have to go to people's homes and say, hey man, you need this life insurance policy. You can't take evenings off if you want to get ahead. right? So you want to have a game plan. Now, listen, I love to cook, and there was a time in my life, and I've told the story about how I went broke back in 2011, and I had to go to I took a little job in Illinois as a general surgeon just to get a fucking paycheck. And I remember the first paycheck I got, I was like, I finished residency in 2005, and I had never gotten a paycheck. I never given myself a paycheck, and finally, when this money shows up in my bank account, I was like, holy shit, this is what people do. This is how real doctors live. Like, God Lord. Well, anyway, I love to cook, so I was cooking. I got the job as director of bariatrics in Albuquerque. I moved to Albuquerque. I got myself a little 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, and I was cooking dinner. And I was who remembers my cooking shows from my apartment and stuff like that back in the day. I cooked with Kizzy. I did a soup, chayote squash soup, and I did chicken soup, all that sort of stuff. And I realized, like, I would cook myself dinner because it's important, right? It's important to, like, cook fresh foods and not go out and eat. That's what you're told, right? So at least Marie remembers. Yeah. Yin Yang remembers. Yep. Right. So that's nice. Sunsets and books for sure. So then I realized I was cooking myself dinner, and then I would sit down and I would eat dinner, and then I would watch. I discovered I discovered Naked and Afraid. Comment if you watched Naked and Afraid. And I was like, oh, Naked and Afraid, what a show. I got to see if they make it through the challenge. And then, so next thing I know, I'm watching an episode of Naked and Afraid. And guess what? After Naked and Afraid, another episode of Naked and Afraid. Like, oh my God, back to back episodes of Naked and Afraid. Got to watch that. And then there was, and then comes Chopped. And then comes Chopped. And so then I had to watch Chopped because I like to cook. And I was like, look at them doing these ingredients. And then after Chopped, for some reason, I got into that freaking Alaskan gold rush show. And then before I know it, it's like 11, 11:30, 12. I'm like, I got to go to sleep, do the dishes really quickly. And I kept that shit up for 6 months, something like that. 3 months, no, not that long. 3 months, 4 months. And then it occurred to me, I said, I am wasting my evenings. So one time I went to a restaurant. I said to my MA, I said, man, what's a nice restaurant here in Albuquerque? And she said, oh, you'll love Farm and Table. I'm like, really? She said, yeah, they have this little micro farm next to the restaurant. And when they're producing in season, they try to use the vegetables and the lettuces and stuff from there. And it's really good food. You'll love it. So I went there by myself. It's a beautiful restaurant. Sat on the patio outdoor. It was perfect evening, beautiful weather. I had my laptop with me, and I ordered some food, and the food was amazing. And I did a little bit of work. I think I was writing on another book. And then it dawned on me, and I was like, why am I cooking? Well, because you're supposed to, Dr. V. It's healthy. You want to save money, et cetera, right? All that stuff. When I really need to be producing, right, Paul? I need to be producing. And I could go to a restaurant, have nice food, and while my food's coming out, I could hammer out 15, 20, 30 minutes worth of emails or manuscript or whatever. And then I don't have stuff to clean, and then I'm not tempted to watch cooking show, Naked and Afraid. So that's what I did. And I didn't do it right away, right? It took me another month or so before I broke the Naked and Afraid habit. So then I just started going from one restaurant to the next restaurant to the next restaurant. And then I got to the point where I would round on my patients in the evenings. And then I wouldn't even go home to my apartment, because what I realized was I'd come home to the apartment and I would be too tempted to turn on the television. So I would just stay late in the office. I would finish up my charts. I would respond to any emails. If I had patients in the hospital, I started doing evening rounds. So I rounded on patients twice a day, in the morning and in the evenings. There are a lot of people who never see their surgeons round during the hospital. And I would round twice a day, me personally, you know, and check on my patients. And the evening rounds were kind of fun because I would actually sit down and like just spend some time and chat with them and get to know the patients. I wasn't in a rush to get to surgery or to whatever. You know, they were kind of nice evening rounds. So then I got to the point where I would leave the hospital after my evening rounds and I would go straight to a restaurant. And by this time, it's usually dinner time, 6:30, 7 p.m. Yeah, this is a good point. I wouldn't go home to avoid temptation. So you might want to go from work straight to the gym. Don't even go home, you know. And then I would order food and work on the next book. Is eventually what I ended up doing was working on a book. And believe it or not, that's how I met Erica. She was my waitress and bartender at Longhorn, and got to know her and eventually asked her out, et cetera, et cetera. You right? Did I do that? Where's that? Dallas says you sat with me for over an hour on my bed. Did I really? It was over an hour. I had to go. So so uh and that's how I got more productive, you know. And then after I would eat, I would write some more, enjoy a glass of wine, go home, and by the time I got home, and it didn't stop. Like it didn't like stop immediately. Even there were times I'd get home at 9, I would still turn on. Oh, look, I got to catch an episode of Chopped. So my point being is like you're not gonna build. Rome was not built in a day. You're not gonna like just suddenly like boom be done. But you got to start chopping away at this. You know, it's like Dr. V. What about I'm a single mom or I have young kids? So I have Mason who's 7.5. Kizzy 17 lives with her mom. Erica and I have Mason who's 7.5, and we have Milani who is 9 months. So young kids, routine is everything. Like I cook dinner uh, probably 6 nights a week. I cook dinner at home, and then Erica puts the baby, like gives them baths and does nighttime. Milani's like it's 8:15. We start her bedtime routine 8:30. She's in her crib and she's an easy sleeper. She goes to sleep like that. Once she goes to sleep, we play a little bit with Mason. We do some homework. We do whatever. We start the bedtime routine. We read to her. 9 p.m. lights out. She's done. So my thing I'm trying to do now is not to stay up to midnight playing chess or whatever. Like, you know, kitchen's clean because when Erica's putting the baby to sleep, I'm cleaning the kitchen. Kitchen's clean, and then I need to work on a manuscript or some videos or video editing. Do something, right? So tip number 2. This is in Atomic Habits, which is reward yourself after you've accomplished something. So I need to. So what I've been doing, for example, is I've been studying for this life insurance exam. So I'll do a module of the life insurance exam, and then I'll play chess. So reward yourself afterwards. Don't do it before. If you are having trouble kicking the Naked and Afraid or the television watching, like accomplish something first and then reward yourself. Wrap it up at the end. Does that make sense? So average people, there you go. No, you can't tell me what to do. Like I got to have it now, right? I've got have it now. I'm not selling insurance. It's a influencer thing I'm working on. So um, this is in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. You know, so what? So I'm doing my chapters, and then I'm gonna play a game of chess, and then I'll go back to another chapter, play another game of chess, and do that as much as I want, whatever. And then usually by this point, Erica comes down, and we have a conversation. Hey, honey, how was your day? What's going on? Blah blah blah. Right. So right now, Erica's out of town. I've got the babies by myself, which is I have them on routine. It's super easy. I mean, Milani is literally over there watching Coco Melon. I gave her a bottle. Big sister's watching her. Here in a little bit, I'll get them cleaned up. We'll probably go have brunch, lunch, and then come home and maybe take them out to a park It's supposed to be sun shining, but it's still a little chilly. Or play in the driveway or play in the yard, something like that. Milani has a nap, right? It's routine, right? So, tip number 3. What you want to do before you go to sleep is you want to have a journal like this one or this one. This one's a really good journal. Is you want to plan your next day's activities. The last thing you want to do before you go to sleep is to write down the next day. Like, here are the major things I need to do. And not small shit, not your to-do list, right? Don't average people do a to-do list. They do, oh, I got to do the laundry. I got to remember to take out the trash. I got to blah, blah. That's, you want to do things that move your life forward. I have to finish this project. I have to finish this report. I have to make 10 calls about the bed and breakfast to see if I can get investors. I need to do these things, right? Oh, by the way, if you're interested in investing in the bed and breakfast, I'm offering 18% interest on your money so I can close. So just send me a message, personal message, if you're interested. 18%. And so you want to plan your next day's to do. Like, it's pretty simple to say, hey, I need to get this spreadsheet done, or I need to have this video done, or I need to have this chapter done, right? That's moving your life forward, right? Tip number 4, and some of people are going right now, they're saying, well, that's exactly right, Dr. V. That's exactly what I need to do. I need to manage my time better. I need to manage my time better. And here's the next tip. There's no such thing as time management. That is a lie, right? If average people know it, it can't be right. If average people are telling you this is time to invest in the stock market, do not invest in the stock market. If average people tell you that, hey, here's a hot stock tip, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it, right? So average people say you need to get better at managing your time. Well, how's that working out for you? See, there's no such thing as time management. That's a lie that we've been told. Smart goals, et cetera, et cetera. It's really a lie. Now, some of you guys are like, wait a minute, Dr. V, like that. No, like time management, I've done this time management thing and it's really changed my life, yada, 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 yada. There's no such thing as time management, okay? Because you cannot manage time. Time will pick by whether you do something or not. So instead of time management, what you have to focus on is this. There's only activity management. You have to manage your activities. What is it, baby? I can't do that right now. Okay. Come on, Mason. Tell them what you did. Mason had an invention. Go ahead.
I made these little door stoppers out of pool noodles because every time when I shut the door, I always smash my fingers.
Yeah.
So you put it next to that little lock thing, and then you put it on there, and then you could test it by shutting the door and putting your hand through, and it won't really shut all the way.
She took these little pool noodles and cut out this thing, and she slips on the door so you can't slam the door, and so she won't slam the door in her fingers. That's her little
Milani.
Milani.
When she gets older.
You're very good. Thank you, baby.
Hey, don't push me.
Love you. So there's only activity management. There's no such thing as time management. Okay. So when you're doing when you're planning your night, I said like you're planning your activities for the next day. And remember, the goal is to plan things that move your life forward. You want to plan things that move your life forward. You're not picking up the dry cleaning. You're not taking the kids to soccer practice. That's what average people do. Average people write a to-do list, which is actually next one, how to get what you really want. If you really want to not be average, And average people, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, are all telling you you need a to-do list. Oh yeah, I need to do list. You need a not to-do list. Write a not to-do list if you're going to do anything. Like I need to not spend 5 hours every evening on social media unless that's your job. I need to not spend 5 hours watching Naked and Afraid. You know, yeah, I need to spend my evening, not on the phone talking about drama. I need a not to do list. So, how many average people do you know that have a not to do list? Not very many, right? So, there's only activity management, and you got to decide what activities are you going to manage, the things that move your life forward. Now, there are a lot of grandpas and uncles who, it's the whole. Did you guys ever watch Roseanne back in the day? And the guys would just spend the evenings in the garage working on their old bunker car. No, listen to me. And I've got classic cars, and I know my dad fixed cars. He fixed cars because he had to, and because we were broke. But it's like this American lie that somehow you're gonna have these great memories with your dad, and some of y'all do, and your grandpa smelling of oil and grease, and oh, it's my getaway. It's blah blah. Listen, dude, my dad, who was a mechanic, he worked in the factory all day. In the evenings, he came home and made us dinner. Sat down. We always had dinner every night. And then in the summer times, and he cleaned up dinner. In the evening times, he would go mow lawns. He would mow lawns, and he saved that money, and then he bought a rental house. He bought a little 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom rental house in like 1982. Guess how much he paid for that POS broken down rental home in 1982? He had this idea: if I buy a home and I rent it out for $500 a month, I give the bank $300 a month, I get to keep $200 a month. And that's what he did. He goes, so to buy this house, I need more money. So he mowed lawns. That's what he did. And after working a full day's job, he didn't go and tinker on a car. If he was tinkering on a car, it's because the car broke down because it was a piece of shit and he had to get it running again. That first rental house he bought, he paid $4,000. It was in the worst neighborhood. It was not running. He had to fix the plumbing, all that sort of stuff, electrical, everything. $4,000 is what he paid. Okay. So eventually he said, hey, Duck, here's how you change the oil in a car. And when my brother and I got older, like we had to change our own oil. So I can actually change an oil in a car. These days, like, good luck trying to get into the oil filter. Like these newer cars, like I went to change the battery on my BMW, and it's like it is hidden down underneath. Like you cannot, like, what do I do if I need to jumpstart my battery? Like I can't even get to the freaking battery these days, which not the best use of my time to change my oil. I'll just take it to Jiffy Lube. It'll be fine, But my point being is the whole Roseanne TV show, this Americana mystique where the men will be in the garage, like tinkering on an old 69 Camaro, and somehow the boys are learning how to become men, making memories with dad or grandpa. It just doesn't exist. It's just not true. That's what average people think. So you're better off doing a not to do list, right? You got to see the thing. You're better off not taking off the weekends. I'm sorry, not the weekends. The evenings. You're better off doing what my dad did, which is go get a second job, go mow yards, go do something. I mean, he was like, he's like, I already have this lawnmower. I have to mow my own lawn. I'm just going to take this lawnmower and start mowing yards. And then he realized, like, I need a bigger lawnmower. I need a weed whacker. I need all sorts. And he would just go, and it was cash, dude. And then he looked at me. He goes, it's cash. I'm like, okay. He goes, no, you don't pay taxes. Like, you don't, like, you think you're getting paid $20 an hour, But by the time your check comes, it's not $20 an hour, is it? Some fucking FICA took out some money. Like, who's this FICA person? Why is she taking so much of my money? But if you do something that's cash, dude, it's all yours. If you charge $50 or 20, back then it was like $20 to mow a yard, it's like it's all yours, man. So, which takes me to tip number next one. And in my private group, today is Saturday, and this is what we call it. We call every Saturday Slingshot Saturday. Why do we call it Slingshot Saturday? Because Saturday is when you slingshot past your competition. Most people will take Saturdays off. Most people will be like, oh, I need my, no, Dr. V, no, these are my weekends. You cannot make me do. And they're struggling, y'all. They're living paycheck to paycheck, yet they want to argue for this. They want to argue for this stuff. They want to argue for, I need my weekends off. This is my time. And you're broke. See, my dad, when he did not work on Saturdays, he mowed yards all day. He would wake up, have some breakfast, egg and biscuit on the countertop for me for when I got up, but he was out the door by 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning. In the summer, he was like, it's too hot. You got to go before the sun comes up. So he would be gone 7 in the morning mowing yards all day long on Saturdays, right? Slingshot Saturdays. This is how your life changes, y'all. This is how you get what you want. You can't keep arguing for your weekends and you're struggling and you're overweight and you're not happy and the credit cards are calling. You got to go. You got to make the extra calls. So if you're a young person and you got a job or whatever, like go in on Saturdays. Make the phone calls on Saturdays. Call a prospect. Send out an email. Do something at least half the day. You know, the second, like my Saturday is going to start at 3:30. Why 3:30? That's when the Texans game comes on. Normally I wouldn't watch it, but it's the playoffs, right? So come 3:30, Milani's going to probably be taking a nap. I'm going to turn on the game and watch the Texans. But from now until then, I'll probably send out an email. I'll work on this prospectus for the bed and breakfast. I'll make some calls. I'll take the girls out to lunch. I'll bring my laptop with me. This is what we call Slingshot Saturday, not being average, right? And sometimes I get it. Sometimes it's so bad, like you can't take time off to watch the Texans at 3:30. Like sometimes you got to go all night, all day. So Saturday, who remembers this? I grew up in East Texas in Longview, and Saturday nights, best freaking thing. They had wrestling on Saturday nights. Who remembers this? It came on at 10 p.m. It was what was I saying? It came on at 10. It was like the Von Erichs. Comment if you remember this. It was like the Von Erichs were the big one, the Iron Claw, the Iron Sheik. It seems so. This is way before WWE. It was like small local thing. And after dinner, and we would clean the house, we'd turn on the TV, and that's when my dad would yes, that's it, Ricky. World Class Championship Wrestling with the Von Erichs and stuff. That's when my dad would open his first beer. And then he had a couple of older guy friends. They'd come over and we would watch wrestling. It was crazy, right? Do you remember those? That was the first time all week long. Sunday morning, we'd wake up, we'd go to church. Sunday afternoon, my dad is mowing yards. And again, so really the only time I saw my dad take off to not work was Saturday evenings up to church, up to Sunday lunch. And then he was back at working again. Because you had to. Slingshot Saturday, right? Now you could say, hey, Dr. V said the Lord says you got to take Sundays off. Take one day rest. Jim Rohn would say, you can take one day's rest. Just make sure it doesn't go to 2 days. Make sure it doesn't go to 3 days, right? Make sure it doesn't go to your whole life. I mean, how do you get what you want? You don't do what average people do. So how do you become successful in life? Do what average people are not willing to do. Average people are not willing to work in the evenings. Average people are not willing to put their kids on a sleep schedule. Average people are not willing to work Saturdays. They will argue for it. Average people will not give up like football all day Sunday. Average people will not like they just won't they won't make an extra call. They won't go mow lawns. They won't go learn how to cut hair. They won't get a second job. Some people have to get second jobs. You know, maybe you need a third job. Because here's the thing: if you want to get what you want in life, like everyone's like, that's right. Average people tell you this: yeah, you need to quit spending more than you earn. Well, that's a start, but there's only so much that you can cut out, right? Let's say you listen to Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey, and you cut up your credit cards, right? And then you get rid of the NFL package, you get rid of the cable TV, you do all the stuff they tell you. You turn your who the fuck wants to do this? You turn your thermostat up to 80 degrees during the summer, and you're sweating. You know, you're doing all of the little shit that they're telling you to do. You're not eating out. You're eating ramen noodles. You're just you're going to Costco to buy big packages of chicken legs. You know, I don't know why, but that's a tip. You're buying big bags of frozen veggies, things like that, right? You're doing all this stuff. Listen to me. And this is going to be the thing that makes the most sense to y'all, which is this. You can only cut out so much. You can only move to a smaller apartment. You can only downsize so far. Eventually, you'll need to pay for mortgage or rent. Even if you own your house, you will have house repairs. You'll have insurance. You'll have property taxes to pay, right? You have to keep your utilities on. You have to pay for gas in your car. You have to have insurance on your car. Like, you can only cut down so much before you go, this is not worth it. Like, I want sushi. I want to go out on a date. I want a glass of wine. I don't want to have to buy Milwaukee's Beast. Like, that's shit. Like, I want microbrew beer or whatever you decide is like your level of intolerance. Like, I can't take it anymore. You can only decrease to a certain level. But here's what Dr. V is going to tell you. How much could you make? Is there a cap to how much you can earn? Think about it. This is what average people don't understand. There is no limit to how much money you could bring in. There's only so much money you can cut out, but there is no limit to how much you could bring in, right? Do what the average people are not willing to do. So you need, my last tip and we're done. You need to focus on income, not outgo. You could get a second job, a third job. You could mow grass. You could sell dildos. You can sell lotions and potions. You could make crafts and sell them on Etsy now. You can have a YouTube channel. You can become an influencer. Like, I didn't make this book. I made this book, but I went to Upwork and had a ghostwriter put all this together. My ghostwriter, $300. Put this together. The second I make $300 worth of book sales, after that, this is free money. Does that make sense? This is free money. There is an Amazon influencer program where you get to review videos and products of things you've already bought. Like, I reviewed this, and every time someone watches my video and buys this, or because it's a cookie method, they track it, or buy a different one that I didn't review, or buy anything for that matter, I'll get a commission. It's something like 80 cents on this thing I made. And like, since I started that program in mid-October, I got approved to put up review videos in third week of October. I've made $858 free money for shit I already have lying around. I already have it it's already lying around. And I'm on track to make $300 extra this month doing that. Now, it's not life-changing money, but I'm going to eventually grow up to $3,000 a month. There are people making $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month doing this Amazon review thing. I just have to learn how to do it. That's all. And I'm already doing it. I'm already on Amazon. I'm already doing videos. I already have the equipment, and it's called an iPhone. I mean, I do everything on my iPhone. Why won't people do it? Because they argue. They argue for their life, y'all. They argue for like the reasons. And yesterday, what did I tell y'all yesterday? All your excuses, all your reasons, fill in the blank, are blank. And some of y'all said, your reasons, your excuse, all of your reasons are excuses. All of your reasons are, excuses. All your reasons are BS. All your reasons are blah, blah, blah. And I said, no. All your reasons are justified. That's right. All your reasons are justified for you. I'm tired, Dr. V. Yep, you sure are. My leg hurts, Dr. V. Yep. I can't control myself around snacks. Yep. You can't. I can. Right? It's yours. Yeah, those reasons are all yours. The second you say, it's not possible, it's only not possible for you, mofo. It's possible for me. I can't control myself around snacks, Dr. V. I can't control myself around sweets, Dr. V. Yep. It's true for you. Not true for me. Dr. V, I can't imagine turning my annual income into my monthly income. Yep. No, you can't. I agree. You can't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it either until I did. See what I'm saying? Until, I grew my YouTube channel to 380,000 subscribers. It's possible. You just got to do it. Stop arguing for your misery. One of the things I learned on MLM is like, I'll refund you your misery. That's what I'm saying. I am done being average, living paycheck to paycheck. That's right. All right. Day 20. If you found value from these tips, please hit the share button, the like button, subscribe button. I'll edit this down, put it up on YouTube. And as always, I'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. And then I'm traveling on Monday, so I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. And what if I wrapped it up? What if it's not here again? Love y'all very much. See you next time. Bye.